If I have an advice for myself 3 years ago, it would be to start understanding business. Because inevitably, we are a tiny business ourselves. The Personal MBA serves as a good introduction into it. No matter if you're working in finance or selling Pokémon cards, business will help you understand how money works. It's a logical way to progress your life, ditching brain rot and live happily ever after. Business is actually very simple. You create value, you market and sell it, you deliver it and get value back. Then you make sure the books are balanced and repeat it while you build up a system. You'll see two cards and think, so they are printed on the same printer, probably same materials too. Why should I pay 100k for it? Okay fine, she's cute, I'm sold. FBI, open up! To start a business, you need to create value. The book listed 12 ways we can do that too. But as human beings ourselves and advocate for human rights, we often do it through the service category in return for a paycheck. Okay guys, hear me out. How about human renting? Services are provided on a job-by-job basis, or the time we spend on it. I would charge $20 for a drawing, or get paid a minimum wage of a few dollars for each hour I draw. But what if I finish each drawing within 2.7 hours? We could earn more. You can even raise the price if you are better than others. That's why top-tier craftsmen and experts earn way more. In a sense, you're also providing convenience for your boss. He's the reason people comes to the gym. Your job is just to battle whoever comes for him. And he's going to earn a lot less money if you don't knock out a few of their Pokémon first. The opportunity cost to not hire is just too great. Do you want to know why and how you get to sit there running the gym? Compared to your neighbor's kid with 25 years of experience, your offer to the company is absolutely basic and not even that great. That's your minimum viable offer, where every business and people start with. You put your resume out as soon as it's usable and start the whole iteration cycle. You get more experience when you go on... Oh, sorry, got the wrong one. You get more experience when you go on and build up your offer, and with that you can finally get wrecked by Cynthia. And yeah, I know you enjoyed that. But no matter how great your team is, it's useless if there's no one to battle them. That's also why businesses need to market themselves with the two unskippable ads before I started talking. By marketing ourselves right, we create the opportunity to get seen by people who value us more, an employer who is willing to pay more, or high-ticket clients for the 46.4% of self-employed people out there. The few only ways to explode your perceived value is through fame. You see actors and athletes earning an outrageous amount, that's because they are all well-known and recognized for their abilities. Same is for you. If everyone knows that you are in the top 10% traded on the market, you are for sure earning a lot more than the regular traders. To market yourself right, you have to understand what your probable purchaser, your employer, is looking for. Are they looking for a physical strength team or an extreme charisma team? You can't possibly be both gay and straight, right? Make sure to apply to something possible. For example, not that job that requires a teenager with 25 years of experience. To prove that you're not bluffing and to assure that you will not disappoint them, although they never really have a high expectation of you from the start, because you are as good as your words. Qualifications, workplace achievements. They make sure you can do your job right and demonstrate your ability as work experiences, and also comes from a creditable source. No, not you. Above all, that employer often asks for references, which proves your credibility. Who knows if your certificate is real, right? Just so they don't get started in the remake of Catch Me If You Can. After they believe the pretty stuff you could do, you don't just want "that's amazing" to accept experience as payment, right? You want to get them to pay, for example getting you to click subscribe or join our Discord. In boring adult terms, this is sales. There's a ton of things you could have offered in exchange for money. Or the time you spend grinding in Microsoft Excel. But how do you convince them to pay you your expected salary? To give a reasonable number, there's a few methods of pricing in business. Although we can price ourselves using the replacement cost method,
no, we actually had something else in mind.
Huh?
We can use the market comparison and value comparison methods. We could see how much people like us is getting paid, or to see how much we're worth in the right eyes. After all, you don't just become an online clown after studying 3 years for a degree, right? right? After knowing your worth, the first thing you could do is to educate them. You are not going to tell them they have it all wrong, but you are telling them how you could help, how you could solve the problem. And if you could solve a big enough problem, you might even get a top tier pay. The second technique is value-based selling. So if you are able to increase the company's income by 10k, it's quite fair to pay you 5k per month. In a sense, you are making them understand why you will be valuable to them, so they could give you the value you want, usually coming in cash. But don't sound like you are trying to persuade them though, because as soon as we know you are selling something, there will be immediate resistance to your offer, just like asking you to subscribe so directly. Pretty please? But just keep in mind this simple formula. Quality equals to received value minus expected value. So if you achieve flying colors in your KPI, your boss will be extremely delighted. But if the opposite happens,
I will send you to Jesus.
that final wheel in a simple business is finance. And for you, my friend, you need to avoid going bankrupt. It's most important to keep track of your money, as the saying goes, what gets measured gets managed. Tracking your money helps understanding the overhead in staying alive, the unavoidable costs you have to spend, whether buying lunch, paying the bills, or the robberies in the shrubs. You must take account how much you spend to reduce the unnecessary cost. Not saying you need to stop putting, but you could simply try putting an actual girl to share your rent. Oh right, you can't. The point is just to use your money more intentionally. Although you are just one person, we can use tools to segregate the duty of managing your finance. A budgeting app or spending tracker is more than enough to stop yourself from betting your life saving on Tesla, only to see them all evaporate with a simple Roman salute. And if you want to know more about how we can implement psychology principles and systems into our lives, we'll make the next episode on the remaining half of the Personal MBA if we reach any of these goals before the end of April. In the meantime, here's a short video about how you can start your personal development journey, like I did. See you there!